everyone. Um, uh, my name is Kim, and what I'm going to talk about this afternoon is we're going to talk about another disorder, and I think this disorder is rarely mentioned either. And it's called reactive attachment disorder. And so little kids, or even a toddler, they can get this disorder. Little kids with this disorder, the reason why they have this disorder is because their home life, either there was abuse or neglect. So kids who develop this disorder come from a really dysfunctional environment. I watched a documentary, and there's a little girl, and this was years ago, just grown up now. But this little girl, her name is Beth, and she had a brother, and I watched the documentary of her and what her story is. So Beth, she came from a very dysfunctional home. There's a lot of neglect. Her father abused her, sexually abused her, and both parents were, these little kids, they were left to defend themselves, because their parents weren't around, or just, it was just really dysfunctional and very neglective. And Beth, she's the one that was sexually abused by her father. And that is what this kind of trauma, that is what brought on this reactive attachment disorder. That is how she got it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the symptoms of this disorder. Now, a child like Beth, children who have this, they have no conscience. They cannot feel love. They don't love, and they don't get it. Like, they don't allow themselves to get love from caring caregivers. So that's some of the symptoms. Also, I'm going to mention some kind of snippets from the documentary. And so Beth, she was sexually abused. And so her and her brother, they were adopted by a married couple. And so the symptoms of this disorder, it carried on to her life with these caregivers, the ones who adopted her and her brother. And so people with, or not people, children with this disorder, they have no conscience. They don't know how to love, they don't know how to receive love. They have to deal with fear and other things, and so because she has this disorder, and has no conscience, no concept of what love is, and can't give love to people. And at the same time, she won't accept love from people, from her caregivers. And so when a child doesn't have a conscience, doesn't have a sense of what's right or wrong, this disorder, it has made Beth, along with the trauma from being sexually abused by her father. She had a lot of anger, that was, within her. And so she would act it out. She would take some pins and she would, poke her brother with a pin, or she would, the caregivers, they had a dog. So she would poke the dog. And she had knives. And the psychologist that deal with childhood trauma, he even asked her, what did you want to do with the knives? And she's just said that, point blank, that she wanted to kill, her caregivers. And she wanted to kill her brother. Now, so she has no conscience. She doesn't, she doesn't have, a connection to her caregivers or to animals or someone else or something. And of course the abuse that she went through. And so she acted out on that, like wanting to kill people. And this is a result of childhood trauma, of neglect, of no attachment to her real parents. Having anger. She had anger for what her dad did to her. And so people with reactive attachment disorders, there's hope there. There's hope. And so the treatments, she in the documentary, her adoptive parents or the caregivers, they took her to a place with children with behavioral problems or some sort of disorder. And so the environment Beth was in was very structured. She had to ask if she wanted to have something to eat or something to drink or to go to the bathroom. It was a very controlled environment. And so it's all and also this place that she went to, it's a very structured, very controlled environment. And it had animals, and so the woman who runs the place, she had mentioned that children with this disorder, like they have to, she had to trust Beth, and that took some time, to build up trust, that she was able to go and feed the animals or do something, that she didn't need. She didn't need permission, and the ending was really nice. It does show that people with this disorder, there is hope for them. There was hope for Beth. she was able to feel more connected to her environment, to the animals, to the lady that run the place. Yeah, she helped feed the animals and help out with chores. And I think this place that Beth was in was a really good decision on her caregivers, because she learned, what is right and wrong. She learned to have a conscience, and to treat the animals with respect, and not to harm them. And also she started to develop, a conscience. Yeah, like knowing what is right and wrong. And the woman that was that runs the place, Beth had her actions kind of spoke louder than words, to the woman that ran the place, that woman can trust Beth because she was getting better. She was developing empathy, love, all those things she couldn't express. And, so, yeah, so children with that disorder, there is hope. But, it's a long journey. She will still need to go and get help, whether from a psychologist or a therapist or whatever, because she was sexually abused, by her father. And there was neglect there. Both parents neglected her and her brother. And so, yeah. So, anyway, my time is running low, but I wanted to make this video because this disorder isn't really talked about a lot either in the mental health community. And I guess I just wanted to raise awareness about it. All right, I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'm going to say goodbye. Bye.